So this is the practice. Like, have you guys started it, Libram? No, right?
No, sir.
Okay. So what you have to do now? So create a Maven project. That's the first requirement. Okay. Just create a Maven project. Even maybe I have to do it to show you guys project. If you 1 second, let me admit everyone. Create a Maven project. Next. Give some, create a simple project. Next, give group ID, maybe Selenium practice, artifact ID, Selenium give ground, and nothing else is needed. Yeah, so this is our project, right? So every Maven project will have a form, correct? So in that form, what are the things you need? In the form we have to add the dependency and plugins, right? If you remember. Tell you why. 1 second. Let's give me 1 second. Or else my machine will be slow if I don't delete it. It's not even getting deleted. Okay, so we have to add the dependency and delete the project from this. Tell me 1 second, because it I will remove. Okay, so now for Selenium, what dependency we need? Can anyone tell me?
Selenium Java.
Selenium HQ. If you go to the Maven repository, go to the Maven central repository, search as Selenium. You see Selenium HQ. Okay. This particular dependency you need. So add the dependency. Okay. In your project. So just you know how to add dependency, I think. Control C. Come here. So first you have to give dependencies. Inside the dependencies, there would be the dependency. Okay. And you also need plugins. So plugins are inside the build tag, right?
Yes.
Build. Inside the build, we have what? Plugins. Inside the plugins, we have plugin. Sorry. So plugin, I will just copy from somewhere. I will have somewhere. Pretty much sure. Which plugin we need? We need the Surefire plugin. Okay. Why? Can anyone tell me what is the function of Surefire plugin?
For execution.
To execute our
And generates the reports.
Correct. See. Control V. And I don't need this line. It's don't need it. Delete. For count not needed. Delete. Shoot XML file for us. It's needed, but it will be different. So as of now, we can't keep it blank, right? So okay, we don't need it. Leave it as of now. Okay, Control Shift F. So now save it. It will start building. You can see, and when building, it will create the Maven dependencies folder here. Yes, and the plugins will be like all the jar files will be installed. So now, okay, so I have downloaded the Selenium. I have done this. Now what I have to do? So if you see here in the live ground, they have different actions. Okay, so this is the link. Okay, if you go to edit, they will say enter your email address, enter, append the text, get the default text, enter, clear the text, and confirm this field is disabled. Okay, I think you can already guess what you have to do here, right? So first you have to locate this element. Then after that element, you have to give send keys, because send keys will, you know, right, what the send keys are. Okay, you don't know anything. Got it. Cool. No issues. So what will happen? Is my code okay? Yeah. SRC test Java. Always write in the SRC test Java. So I'll create one package that would be like com.selenium. Inside com.selenium, I'll create a class which will be like, because I'm working on the edit, right? So I gave the edit, and don't use main, use at the test. Okay, the test ng test. So add the dependency accordingly. I haven't added, so I'm going for main because we don't have much time. So I'm creating one class which is edit, and I have used the main method. So now, first to initialize the driver, what we need? That's the first question I have for you guys. To initialize the driver, what we need? Anyone?
We need to set the browser path.
Huh?
We need to set the browser path.
Browser path, huh?
Driver path, sir.
Driver path. Anyone else want to try anything else?
Set properties we have to do.
Okay, so everyone has installed the driver, or what that I have to show? Go to
Installed.
Selenium dev. Selenium dev is the official site. Okay. Now go to downloads. Remember it. Okay. Go to downloads. After you go to downloads, come down. You will see the browsers. You can see the browsers, right? So click on the browsers. Now mostly we'll work on the Chrome, honestly. So go to the Chrome documentation. Oh my God, stable is 1.2. So even I have to download. So just download for the Windows one. Okay. So this is the Windows you can see. So download this zip. If you click, it will start downloading. Okay. Once it's downloaded, what you have to do? You have to go to the downloads.
Extract it.
Right click. Extract all. So just browse where you want to do the. For me, I have a folder. So I don't know why it's not there. 1 second. Drivers. Okay, it will get to the file. Yes, no issues. Straightforward. So it will extract there. Replace the file in destination. So you see my Chrome driver got updated. Okay. So why you need to keep it in a safe folder? Because you need this location. Okay, you need this path.
Yeah, most of the time it
So,
requires update.
let's get the path. Okay, and let's go to our code now. So now what I have to do? First, I will always recommend save the path as a string. Okay, string path equals to, within double quotes, paste it. Just reverse this, or else it will take it as a escape sequence. You remember escape sequence, right? Java escape sequence. You guys forgot Java. What is escape sequence, guys? Can anyone tell me? What is escape sequence? Okay, let me call some names. That would be better. Satya Shiva. Can you tell me what is escape sequence?
No, sir.
Gurpreet?
We have to use this escape sequence to get the path.
Your voice is low, man.
We have to use this escape sequence to get a path of a particular element.
Not only path, like why you guys forgot it, I don't know. Just suppose I have a string where I am writing the name. Okay. So my name would be always in the quotes, right? So just suppose I want to make this BHA within quotes again in the string itself. So is it a correct format? No, right? So what I have to do? I have
No,
to,
it will not read that way.
yes, we have to escape this. That's the escape sequence. That now what will happen? Now if I print, it will print like, I don't know why you guys forgot. So,
Amik
and I want to print
and
name.
Amika and then
So
DH
it,
and quotation.
yes, I want to go with the quotes because quotes are considered as a string notation, right? So if I don't escape them, that will not come in my output. That's why it's called escape sequence. Got me right? That's why I changed the path there. Anyway, it's your responsibility if you're forgetting things. So path, you have to give till comdriver.exe. Okay. Now I have to make the system aware that we are going to start which particular browser. So system.get system.set property, system.set, one second, why it's not coming, system dot, yeah, set property. So set property, you can see it has parameter, string key, string value. Okay. So let's give the key first. So our key would be wave dot chrome driver chrome. I think I'm doing correct, right? Gurpreet, wave dot chrome dot driver, right?
web driver dot chrome driver. It should
Wave
be
dot,
web driver dot
WebDriver dot Chrome dot
Chrome driver.
driver. Chrome dot driver.
thank you. This one correct, right?
Yes.
Webdriver.com.driver. And the second parameter would be the path. So the path already I have saved as a string. So just pass the variable. What I have
And set
that I have chosen.
property. Set property.
Set property. Okay. So now the property has been set. So this is nothing but that you are making the system know that I am going to start the web driver, which would be the Chrome driver, and here is the path for that Chrome. Okay. Now if I go and I'll just what I have to initialize the Chrome driver. Okay? So for that I will do what? I will use the web driver interface. Then I'll create an object for that with the reference of Chrome driver class. You can see the Chrome driver. So what I have done, I have created an object for web driver interface with the Chrome driver class instance or constructor. Why? Because Chrome driver, like web driver is an interface, so I can't create object for that because they don't have their own constructors. So, and Chrome driver is a class which is being extended by you, like it's extending the remote web driver. Remote web driver is the class which is implementing the web driver interface. So now I have, with this line, the Chrome is getting initialized. Okay. With this line, you are starting your Chrome driver. Now what I have to do? I have to reach to this email, reach to this link, right? This one, or maybe not this one, this one. So I'll control A, control C here because I need that link. Now to open an URL, what is the command? What is the command to open an
Send keys.
end keys? Driver.get.
Get.
Driver.get
Get.
the string URL, the parameter. Okay. Driver.get, and it will open the URL. Okay. So now the URL is open. What I have to do next? I have to click here, right? So let's inspect it. It has edit. I can check it. You can see the text. Okay, let's get the text because it will be helpful for me to show you. So it has the tag of h5, right? So h5 text braces equals to, okay, I haven't given the quotes. Edit. You see, one of one, it's selecting. Okay. So I need to click here, right? Even if I click on the edit, I click in the image, I click on in the box anywhere, it will select this. So it doesn't matter. So I took the text, edit. So Control A, Control C, this is my XPath. Now I have to find that element first. So that driver dot find element, you can see, right? Find element takes the parameter of by class object. So by is the class. With that, I'm calling the method XPath, which has a parameter of XPath itself as a string. What happened here? I'll tell you again. So driver will now find element which has by with the help of XPath. The XPath is this, and then what it will do? It will click.
Dot click.
Is it clear? The whole line, the 19th line. Driver will find the element which has the XPath of this, and it will click. Is it clear? Okay, let's run this.
Yes.
Let's run this. Chrome driver started successfully. Open, click. You can see it happened so quickly, so you can't see actually. And okay. So if you want to see slowly, you have to give some hard weights. So I don't want to show it right now. Or maybe, okay, do one thing. You give thread dot sleep maybe for 2000. That's enough. But if you do this, you have to, this is a checked exception. Okay. I think Palamita has took a session for you guys, right? So just add the throws declaration. So now if you run, what will happen? It will open, then wait for 2 seconds because you have given 2000 milliseconds wait. Now it will click on the edit. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
1 second. Give me 1 second, guys, because I have a 9 AM scrum. So give me 2 minutes. Okay. I'll just update there and I'll come back. 2 minutes. I have a scrum call at 9. Okay, cool. So till here it's clear, right?
Yes.
Now I'll show you one button. So now I have clicked here. Okay, now I have to enter this email address. To enter, what I have to do? I have to inspect the element first. Anything I do, I need to inspect. So I can see there is an ID, right? ID email. So I don't need to take XPath for that. Why? Because ID itself is a locator, right? So driver dot find element. Now by dot, I'll use the ID. You can see the ID, right? ID. So what is the ID value there? We have to pass it directly. What is, sorry. Where is it? So what is the ID value? Email, all small email, correct? So let's give email. And then what it has to do? This, see, always remember there were some methods in web element. There were some methods in web driver, if you remember, right? Web driver methods will control the driver. Okay. Driver find element, driver get, driver close. Web element methods will decide what type of action you want on the web element. Okay. You guys are so silent, dude. Why? What is the problem? You are not getting. Then tell me I am not getting. One second. Start. Yes. See, so we have methods in WebDriver and WebElement, right? Both interfaces have methods. WebDriver interfaces decides, like, do you guys have any meeting or classes at from 9?
At 10 we have a Christian.
No, Krishna will not take the session for 3 days. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
So WebDriver methods will decide what type of action you want to decide by the driver. Okay, driver find element, driver close, driver get URL, get title, those. Okay, but web element methods will decide what type of action you want on the web element. Now you see here I have found out the element, right? Driver.find element. I have found out the element. Now whatever action I want here, whatever action
Enter
is,
the email ID.
I want to enter the email ID, right? So
Yes.
to enter the text, what is the method? The method is send
Send.
keys. And send keys always takes the char sequence. What do you mean by char sequence? Char sequence means the collection of characters. And what is the collection of characters? String, right? Char sequence means
Yes.
collection of
Yes,
characters.
yes.
It's a
Collection of characters is a string, right?
Yes.
So you can pass whatever you want, like X, Y, Z dot, no, not dot, of course, gg.com. Okay, so now if I run this, what will happen? So
It will enter the text.
edit, it will enter the text. You got me, right?
Yes.
And always remember, I haven't done this before, it will be hard to explain, but now I'll should, because every time we are executing, you are saying that Chrome I am closing myself, right? After the execution ends, the Chrome is being opened. If I run again, the execution is going on, it's working. Execution ends, but the Chrome is open still, right? So to close the browser, driver dot, if people are so in like knowledgeable, driver dot close. Okay, what is the difference between driver dot close and driver dot quit? Come.
Close will close the current tab, and quit will close all the windows or tabs present.
Okay, one pointer, good pointer. So what will happen if you are doing like multiple tabs are open in your automation browser? Close will only close the focused window. Okay, which window is on the focus for now? For that time, for the driver. Okay, quit will close all the windows, whatever the windows are open on the tab. First difference clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Just suppose now I have multiple tabs open right now. Just suppose this is an automation window. So my focus window is test clip. So close will only close this one. The others will be open. Okay. That's how close works. But quit will close the whole session. Okay. Now, any other difference? Anyone? Try. Just don't search on Google, but try. Gurpreet, any more difference?
In case means every data is getting erased because of quit. The data present in the means what we are doing, every data is getting erased because of quit if we use quit. And in case of close, only focus data is getting erased.
Yeah, closing the already, it doesn't matter. See, if your focus window is closed, the data you are working on, it's closed. It's gone for you. So data is not the point. Okay, so I'll come to the basics again. So what is happening here? You remember the working architecture, Gurpreet and others? This is, sorry,
Yes.
this is the working architecture, right?
Yeah.
So here, if you remember, I don't know if maybe told, I am not sure. So whenever this JSON where protocol is happening, there is one session ID is being created. If you remember, you can see the session ID too, where
Yes.
it mostly comes here. Wait.
Yes.
They are giving the port number, but nowadays they are not giving the session idea. Okay. So what is happening every time from this line? Actually, it happens. Okay. Starting the Chrome driver. That means starting the Chrome driver means what? It's going to establish the JSON wire protocol. People are honking too much. The Selenium code. 1 second. So you see here, the JSON wire protocol is establishing the relation with the drivers, right? That's when the Chrome driver is getting started. Okay, this line. Starting Chrome driver on the port of 49785. So that means here one session ID is being created. This session ID is very important. Why? This session ID is very important. Why? I will tell you two scenarios. First thing, you are doing parallel testing, parallel execution. Okay, parallel execution. So your code is now being executed in Chrome 98 version, 99 version, 100 version, 101 version. So how this JSON wire protocol will know from like which code to send in which version? Because of this session ID. Because every browser will have different session ID every time you run the code. That session ID is connecting everything. Okay, this session ID means this code will go to this. This session ID means this code will go to this. Session ID controls that this code needs to go to this particular browser with this version. Okay, that's first scenario. And second scenario is Selenium grid. You guys know the Selenium grid?
Yeah, used for parallel.
Hub and nodes.
Yes, hub and node concept. So hub and node concept means there is a one hub, and in the nodes we keep like here it's Chrome, it's Firefox. Here it is maybe Edge. Here it's Opera. So whatever the browsers are being controlled by one hub. Hub means I have written the same code. Okay. So the same code to be implemented on different browser at the same time, it needs the session ID to be connected. These session IDs are the identifier that it gets, okay, these codes needs to go to this browser. Okay. So this JSON wire protocol always is before like only Selenium 3.141, that time also they used to show it in here, but now they don't show it. Even I saw it for first time that they are not showing anymore. So what is happening? If you do driver.close, what will happen? The driver focused window will close. What Gurpreet said, the first difference, the session will not close. Okay, you can still work with the driver. You have initialized one driver, right? You have initialized one driver. So this driver still can work with driver.close. That means the driver is still in function. The garbage collector, I don't know if you have heard the word or not. The driver object is not destroyed yet. Okay. But if you do quit, that means the driver session itself is cut off. The JSON wire protocol has been scissored. If JSON wire protocol has been scissored, that means this particular wired connection is gone. Now there will be nothing. The session ID is closed. Again, you have to initialize the driver, then only the driver will work. You got me, right?
Amitabh, I have a question.
Yes.
I just want to know, you have said that it will define for every versions of the browser. We are using a web driver, means we are using a driver of 101, I think.
Yeah, so what will happen? Mostly in real life, we don't use that, we don't install the driver and then keep it in our machine, then we don't work on it. We use, there is other interface which is called WebDriver. So we're gonna use one more class which is called WebDriver Manager. Okay, WebDriver Manager will do what? It will check your code. So what type, like if you 1 second, I just deleted those. Oh my God. 1 second. I'll still check. If it has it, then I can show you. No. So what will happen? Web driver manager will get to know like which particular browser you want, and it will check your machine that if your what is the browser version you have. According to that, it will automatically install one web driver for you. Okay. So web driver manager does this function. Web driver manager is kind of like it will check what your local machine has, and according to that, it will get the driver on. Okay, it doesn't is it's not depending on the browser version anymore. Okay. Gurpreet? Clear, right? If you're
Yes,
saying
yes.
something, oh, cool. 1 second. Hello? Yes. I got it. Okay. So now here, like this is the difference between driver.close and quit. Close will close the focus window, quit will close all the windows. And why it close all the windows? You got the reason, right? Because it's closing the JSON wire protocol session itself. That's why the driver is being severed. Okay. So mostly try to use driver.quit. Okay. Mostly. So now if I run this, what will happen? It will start. Chrome driver started. Open. Click on edit. Enter the email and close the browser. You see the browser is closed now. Correct? You got me right, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, but means
Yes.
I know it will close, but means diver dot close, just closing the focused session only, means it's not closing the whole session. But
Yes.
for a single tap, the close will be useful or not?
Yeah,
Just for a single tap.
for single tap close is always useful, but still why I told to use the quit. Here guys, the question is very good. Okay, the question is that we are using only one tab, right? We are opening only one link, we are opening one tab. We could have used the close. Why we are using the quit? Correct. So this comes to the task manager now. So how to open the task manager? Can anyone tell me? Wait.
Control
Wait.
Shift and delete. Control Alt delete.
Control Shift delete will make
Control Alt delete.
Control R
Alt delete. Delete.
Control I delete.
Alt alternate. Control Alt
Shift delete. I'll do nothing is what.
Control Alt Delete.
Control Alt delete.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Thank
Thank you. So what is happening? So every time you create, like you are working with the Chrome, okay, you can see the Google Chrome is working already here, right? But if you use the driver.close, the Chrome driver.exe will not. You see, the times I have used the driver.close, those Chrome driver.exe are here. You can see them running, right? Because before I was not using driver.close or driver.quit or anything. Okay, driver.close also don't close these things because the connect. I say na driver instance is still working. The session is not over.
Yes, yes.
So
Hello.
even if we go and close it manually,
yeah,
it will still
why
be
you like
consuming
while
the
doing
CPU.
automation, why you will come here and close it manually? Okay, you mean the automated window? Automated window.
Yeah, just
Okay, if
for
you close the automated
curiosity,
window,
I
still
asked.
the driver is there, right? Because driver dot it's an automated process,
The
background process.
connection is still
Yes, the
running.
connection is still there. The driver is still running. That's the point. You can see the driver is still taking the space.
So subsequently, it will simply increase the load.
Yes, and after some time for Chrome, it happens too lot. Like we have faced this, like in my experience on first years, what we have faced that like after this Chrome driver goes over 7 to 8 numbers, I'm saying by number, okay, the Chrome will not open anymore. It will say Chrome driver exe exception. There is an exception for that also. So that's why I'm saying use the quit. Okay, it will not create this Chrome driver.exe. Even when we use the web driver manager to automatically start our driver and everything, then we use one more command which is task kill. Task kill. That's a method which calls and kill the Chrome driver exe those open tasks. Okay. So clear? Any questions on this? Gurpreet?
No. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone? Any more?
Not as of now.
Okay. So now what you guys have to do? I'm giving you task for tomorrow.
Yeah, 1 second. Instead of ID, you have used like ID and email, right?
Sorry. Yeah, ID email. Yes.
Here, yeah. Can we use a like attribute like that to find out that?
Like
The
XPath.
default method, right? Yeah.
Yeah, XPath you can always write, even if the particular element has ID, name, whatever it has, but you can always write XPath. Like for the Amazon I written, right? That @ input ID equals to email. That's what I have written, if you remember. But I told ID is the fastest locator. Okay. You will not see the difference. That's the first for sure thing. Like you will not see the difference, how much time it's taking to find an XPath, how much time it's taking to find an ID. But ID is the fastest locator. So I'll always say, if you have an ID, go for ID. Okay. Then if you have a name, go for name. If you don't have ID and name both, then go for XPath. Eyes closed. Okay. Clear?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, clear.
Okay. So what you have to do? You have to create one package. You have to create one class on the name of edit, on the name of button, on the name of hyperlink, on the name of image. Okay. Those classes will work on the @testng. There will be a method inside it. Okay. Or even inside in a single class, you can work on it with @testng. Go to this link, click here, complete the action, then click here. It will go back to the home. Again, click here, complete the action, then click here. Like that, do at least this two. Okay. By tomorrow. I don't have, I have 1 minute only. So I'm saying again, go to this link.
Amitabh, one quick question. By when we will get this video?
Okay, I will, you guys are not in there. Okay, I'll ask Inanna. Okay, no issue. So I'll send the video, no issues. So go to this link, click here, do the task, click on the test clip, this element, then click button, do the task, click on the test clip, then close the browser. Okay. We have less than 1 minute. I don't know if you guys have understood today or not. I will try to do better tomorrow. So,
Amitabh,
yes,
this video can we when we can expect this video today?
okay, I'll try as soon as possible. Okay, within 1 hour.
Actually, we are studied in different places. So today morning, clearly I'm not able to attend the class clearly. So that I'm asking.
Yeah, cool. Okay, I'll try as soon as possible. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
I'll send as soon as possible. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Amitabh.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.